Dad, thanks so much for always being there.
I love you, Dad.
Love you, Dad. Happy early Father's Day. With Father's Day just around the corner, we wanted to celebrate the fathers and the father-like figures who've been in all of our lives. And so I'm going to share a bit about my experience and then actually have a chat with my dad. A special memory of my dad as a kid. So actually every year my dad and I would go to this camp in January. So it'd be like a 3-day camp and we'd just spend a lot of time together building something, playing games. And yeah, that was a really special memory. We built like a billy cart, a kite, we built a bunch of stuff, yeah. One thing I admire about my dad was the fact that he always had time to be there. So even when he would be super stressed with work, if I ever had an assignment that I needed help with, he'd always be there and try and help me. Not always was that helpful sometimes. No, I'm just kidding, Dad, you're helpful. But yeah, I was always super grateful for my dad just making time for me, despite how busy things were in his life. What's one thing that my dad does to me that I appreciate a lot? Oh man, there's too many. If there's one thing, I'd say my dad is the most supportive guy I know. He's the biggest span and supporter of me. Yeah, so like, I run a business back in Australia and I'm not in Australia and he helps me run it. Oh, he does so many things. Yeah, like no matter what, my dad's always been the biggest supporter of me. And so Dad, I'm really, really grateful. One thing I wish I had done as a child would have been spending time with my family more consistently. So oftentimes I'd be out with my friends or doing whatever, but I wish I just spent more time at home with my parents, going on bike rides or whatever they like to do with them. Okay, so now I'm gonna call my dad and have a quick chat to him. So let's see what he has to say. Okay, Dad, first question I have is, what's a special memory you have of us when I was a kid?
I remember when we used to go bike riding near UQ when Tim and Grace were in your group.
That was the same. That was the same answer I
gave. Right. No, that's good. No, that was fun.
It was really nice. My next question is, what 3 words would you use to describe me as a kid?
Humorous, playful, and inquisitive.
Interesting. Wow. Very thoughtful answer right there, Dad. What advice would you have for me as a young adult living away from home?
Make sure you get connected with people. Make sure you spend time with God. You know, make the most of the opportunity you've got being away from home, and be involved in the church. Develop, just make a whole stack of friends.
Thank you, Dad. What's one piece of advice that you'd give to other fathers?
Spend plenty of time with the sons. We remember all the Jets camps we did?
Yeah, I remember.
I think that was a really special time where we used to go away for 3 or 4 days together at the beginning of every year with a lot of other dads and their sons. And that was a really special time, and I think that we got to know each other a lot through those times, and we confided in each other a lot in those times, so it was really good.
Those were all the questions I had, but I really am thankful that you gave me a much better childhood than you had, and so I really am grateful, Dad. Thank you for always being there.
Oh, my childhood had a lot of fun too.
Okay, Dad, thanks so much for always being there.
I love you, Dad.
Love you, Dad. Happy early Father's Day.
Thanks, Dad. Happy early Son's Day. It hasn't been one, mate. I guess it's your birthday.
Okay, I'll catch you later. Well, whether your dad's in Australia like me or in Singapore, I hope you wish him a happy Father's Day. And on behalf of Jurong Point, I just want to say to all the fathers, happy Father's Day. Thanks for what you do.